بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم الله لا إله إلا هو حي القيوم نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصادقا لما بين يديه وأنزل توراة وإنجيل من قبل هدى للناس وأنزلنا فرقانا الذين كفروا بآيات الله ولهم عذاب شديد والله عزيز ذو انتقام صدق الله العظيم. This is a good night for every one of us that we enjoyed our previous days of months, which the first 10 days of the month of Ashura, which our souls are dedicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's a month, the first 10 days, special days for us to remind ourselves of the Qur'an and its closeness towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when we have the proximity to Allah, the use of the Qur'an, Allah will enrich our life with His blessings. Because Allah describes His Qur'an as al-dhikr in many verses, saying that He Himself will protect the Qur'an against all odds, that no one can tamper with the Qur'an, because He Himself alone protects the Qur'an. Like previous books, we found, for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talks about the Torah and the Injil, He says they are books sent before to mankind, as recited from the Surah Al-Imran, in verse 2-3, when Allah talks about the dhikr, He said, we send down the Qur'an. Why do we send a book? Kitab is the Qur'an there, alayka ya Muhammad. As He described Himself when He says, Wallahu la ilaha illa huwa hayyul qayyum. I am Allah, there is no one beside me, and the one who is living and who is subsisting. Allah is alone. No one has partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can share His glory. So He Himself alone lives and His alone is everlasting. And after He had described His magnificent qualities for Himself, then He further said that He said, نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ, I've sent down the book to you. Bihaq, in reality. This book, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought the Quran, a book, special book from God. Why? It's a reality for you. That to confirm what is in front of you, before Muhammad, before the Quran was revealed, Allah has revealed books before Him. What? The Torah and the Injil. Torah means the book given to laws given to Musa alayhi salam, and also the Injil given to Isa alayhi salam. Those books today, although they are incorporated, because according to our brothers, near brothers are the Christians, and the nearer brothers, we have nearer brothers Christian, and the other brothers are the Jews, they have the books. The Jews are claim that the books they have are the Torah, the Sephards. And the Christians, they claim they have the Injil, which is the Holy Bible. And we see that those books, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them at that time, when they were having that, before the Quran was revealed. And you go the history of those books, you're saying that when even the battle that took place in earlier life of the prophets, thanks to from the after Abraham in Mesopotamia, down Joshua lead the people to the Israel land, the land of Palestine, and also after encountering the Canaanite and many wars, the Amalekites and all that they fought, and even alongside Solomon took over as a king who ruled in Jerusalem, and therefore the desolation of Jerusalem by Babylonians, and later came down to the moment where Isa alayhi salam came and had some of the papyrus with him. That was why those that was being gathered by Ezra, according to the book of Ezra 7 verse 6 in the Bible, that he, after the desolation, the many of the materials were lost, then he gathered the few could gather, and that was used as guidance by the rabbis to preach to the followers in the temple until the Messiah comes. When Isa alayhi salam came, he used those to preach to them. They could not listen. Then Jerusalem was destroyed again, 70 CE, at the time of Titus. And after that, Jerusalem was made desolate until the arrival of Muhammad. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I'm giving you the book. Why? The book will be in reality. What is in front of Muhammad is the Torah, the Injil sent before him. And what as a guidance to men who are in us. And after that, it says, Anzalna al-Dhikra, with Anzalna al-Furqan of one. Why is it a Furqan? Al-Qur'an al-Furqan. Al-Qur'an is a Furqan. According to the ulama says that, ulama al-Qur'aniyya, ulama al-Fiqhiyya say that the Qur'an has been a Furqan, a designing to determine the truth, to discern the truth from those books before it. The Quran came to filter the truth from the wrong. So that sometimes when we use the Quran as a tool to defend Allah's word, saying that the Bible has been corrupted, some of the Bible has been corrupted, that doesn't mean that the true Injil is corrupted. That's why the Quran came to protect the true Injil and to protect the true Torah. That they are still alive in their content, in their intent. But some people, due to their manipulations, coin some words to fit them and attribute it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with Quran says no. That is why Allah used the word dhikra for the Quran. When you say dhikra, something you remind yourself of. A reminder. In some verses like Surah Al-Anbiya, Allah mentioned that Quran is a dhikra. When He says about the Quran, He says that inna a-dhikra. The Quran said, He said, وَهَذَا, He said, inna a-dhikra, He said, reminder, وَهُوَ ذِكْرَ مُبَارَكُ أَنزَلْنَهُ فَأَنْتُمْ لَهُ مُنْكِرُونَ. That this is a reminder, a blessed reminder that you should not deny. You should never deny it. Because that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the Quran as a dhikr. When He says Surah Al-Sad, the verse was said, swear by the Quran. He said, Al-Sad wa Qur'an dhikra. That He says that I saw, mention the verse, these are some miraculous alphabets in the Quran. He said that by the Quran I swear, full of reminder, full of remembrance, in other words, full of admonition. Some translations. Now we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describe the Quran as a dhikr. So we have to remind ourselves of, so that we not forget it. Not the one we write. It's not a book to write. It's a book. It's a dhikr. That's why Allah mentioned a Quran is a dhikr. In another verse, Allah says, وَهَذَا ذِكْرُ مُبَارَكُ. In that verse, Allah says in another verse that this is a reminder, وَهَذَا ذِكْرُ لَكَ. In Surah Al-Zukhruf, He said, this is a reminder for you, وَهَذَا ذِكْرُ لَكَ وَلِقَوْمِكَ. And it meant for you and your people, so وَسَوْفَ تُسْأَلُونَ. That soon you'll be asked. Allah will ask us about the Quran. Have we read the Quran? Have we imbibed the Quran in our hearts? Have we emulate the Quran? Have we practicalized the Quran in our life? Allah will ask us on the day of judgment. That was why when He said He has made it easy for Rasulullah, when He says, وَإِنَّمَا يَسَنَّا بِلِسَانِكَ, we have made it easy for your tongue so that you can recite it, وَلَعَلَهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ, that they should all be reminded of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy for us.